This time of year, there's a lot of sickness going around, and the weather just can't seem to make up his mind. Yesterday it was over 70 degrees, and today it's a high of 40. These extreme changes in the weather seem to really affect the kids' immune systems, and everywhere we go, people seem to be sick. In order to fight that and try to keep my family healthy, I give them elderberry syrup. For a long time, I used to purchase it, but that wasn't very cost effective for 12 of us, so I started learning how to make it myself. I started purchasing dried elderberries. I just recently ordered a pound of them through Azure Standard, and they seem to be really good quality. So I now make my own elderberry syrup. And anytime we go out in public, if I'm going to take the kids to the grocery store, if we're going to go to the park to play, or even if we're going to be going to church, I will give everybody a dose of elderberry just to help fight off anything they may come into contact with. Come along with me and I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. Okay, so we put 3 cups of water inside the pot, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the heat. We're going to add 3/4 cup of dried elderberry. It's important to note that you do not eat the elderberries. Elderberry on their own will bother your digestive system very, very much. The actual berry is not safe to consume. Cooking it properly and turning it into elderberry syrup is how it becomes a powerful antioxidant and helps the immune system. So we're just going to add 3/4 cup into our 3 cups of water. We're going to add 1 cinnamon stick, a teaspoon of cloves, just dried ground cloves. And some people will also add a tablespoon of ground ginger. We have some ginger allergies in the house, so I'm not adding any ginger to mine. Feel free to do so if you choose. And then we're just going to mix it up. And we're going to let it boil for a while. So this part's not much fun to watch, so we'll be back when it starts to boil and I'll show you what to expect. It's been simmering for quite some time. It's reduced down by about half. My daughter asked me, what does it mean to reduce? So, for the sake of education, to reduce means to basically let it evaporate. So we're removing half of the liquid, which is going to concentrate the elderberry syrup that is being extracted from the berries. So we've reduced it down by about half. We're going to go ahead and turn off the heat and let it cool. All right, now that the elderberry has cooled off, it's not hot anymore, we are going to go ahead and add 1 cup of raw, unfiltered honey. Now the reason you have to let the elderberry syrup cool first is because the raw unfiltered honey has a lot of really healthy, good enzymes in it for you, and if it gets too hot, you'll kill all of those enzymes. So, now that it's cooled off enough, we will add the honey to the syrup. The honey also has antioxidant and healing properties to it. So between the elderberry and the honey, it's just a powerhouse for keeping you healthy. We're going to make sure we mix it in really well. You want the honey distributed and dissolved pretty well throughout all of the syrup.
So good. Yeah. What?
All right, now that the honey is completely incorporated into the elderberry syrup, we're going to take a clean quart-sized jar and a clean funnel. And we're also going to need a strainer. I love these little mesh strainers. I'm going to set it right here inside my funnel. And I am going to start straining the elderberry syrup into the jar. All that goodness just pours right on through. So inside the jar now is the elderberry syrup that was extracted from the berries. We have a cup of honey. We have the cloves. And if you chose to use the ginger, it would be in there too. The cinnamon stick is right here inside the mesh strainer. Now that really is all it takes to making the elderberry syrup. I store it in the refrigerator, and we have no problem using it up before it goes bad. So I will press, thank you, Benjamin. I will press as much liquid out of these berries as I can. No, you may not. Because it's not safe to eat the elderberries themselves, I will be tossing those into the trash. The elderberry syrup. My favorite way to serve it is with these mason jar lids that have a rubber cap and a pour spout. I found this on Amazon. I only use it for my elderberry syrup. Put it right on. It's ready for me to pour to serve the kids, and I can close it back up and stick it in the fridge for tomorrow. Alright guys, Mom gave you all some elderberry syrup since the flu is going around. Why don't you give it a try and see if it tastes as good as you remember?
Oh, Joshua, elderberry syrup. Josh, elderberries.
What do you guys think? Is it pretty good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Joseph, is elderberry syrup good? Hold on. Joseph, do you like elderberry syrup? Will you drink it if I ask you to? You can't please everybody.